Grand Rising. We are live on the air. And we are simply waiting. It is 6:53. We have 8 minutes before we go live. Monday Morning Mindfulness, Black Friday, White Monday, Indigenous Day. You hear the music playing in the background? That would be the blog talk.
6 minutes until showtime.
So we've got a few minutes here. Having my tea this morning. It's Cyber Monday. How was your weekend? Was it long enough? Usually not. And it is the last Monday of the month. You will enjoy today's reading, Inspirational Conversations. I got a little chuckle out of that. I don't want to read it again. 5 minutes. I don't want to read it again because it'll make me laugh, and I want it to be a surprise for you to enjoy, okay? The Bears lost. So sorry to hear that. I could care less. I'm sorry, it's not a sports. My sport is volleyball and tennis, of which I can do neither now with this knee issue that I have. I can walk, and I'm good with that, okay? I am not out here trying to prove a point with anybody, chasing a tennis ball. You need to be young and have lots of energy like I did back in the day. I still have energy, but my legs don't function like they used to, so, that's life. Move on. And we have 5 minutes. Yep, we got 5 whole minutes together, just me and you. So just tell me anything you need to talk about. Excuse me, I'm going to open up the chat session here. Have you registered your children, your nieces, your nephews for the Teen Talent Contest that's going on? Turn it down so you can hear. You know, we have a Teen Talent Contest going on. A youth media training is what we usually do at the Higher Learning Network TV show. But since, COVID and social distancing requirements,
3 minutes.
We didn't want the liability period for children being around each other. So we just decided to do something online virtual. So we have the virtual contest. So I know you have some teens between 13 and 19 who have gifts, who have talents, and they have nowhere to showcase it. Well, now they can showcase it right here on the Higher Learning Network TV show, HLN TV show, on our YouTube channel, Higher Learning Network TV show, and we will be having a contest coming up real soon. We're getting so many submissions. I had no idea, but we just don't want to turn anybody down. So all that we don't get on this first round, we'll get on the second round. We'll be in 2021, 2022, however many we need, because our children need to be exposed for the gifts, natural gifts, talents.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Until
For the
showtime.
natural gift, talents, and abilities that they have. And it is our job, our responsibility as the elders to make sure that they have what they need. So that's where the Higher Learning Network comes in. And we're going live in 1 minute. So, oh, by the way, send them to email us info@higherlearningnetwork.org. Okay. That's our executive director. Naima Latif sending me a text this morning. So we're going on in another 1 minute. So text somebody, let them know we're on.
Until showtime.
1 minute till showtime. Text somebody and let them know. Monday Morning Mindfulness on right here on blogtalkradio.com, The Female Solution, and Facebook.com, Higher Learning Network TV show, and HLN TV. Alrighty now. It is about that time. Your show will go live in a few seconds here.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
3, 2, 1. Women have the power to transform this world.
And finally, we all agree to one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talent, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution. Join me, Naima Latif, every morning at 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time as we bring you stimulating discussions about the issues affecting our lives. If you're listening online at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution, press the blue button that says follow and get our daily topics every morning directly to your email and your smartphone. Hi, I'm Naima Latif, executive producer of the Female Solution radio show.
The sun is
We
coming out.
invite you to call in 515-605-9325 and participate in this daily think tank as we examine the challenges we face and develop solutions that restore peace and harmony. We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao.
Ni hao.
In India, Namaste.
Namaste.
In Japan, Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
In Korea, Annyeonghaseyo. In
Annyeonghaseyo.
Russia, Здравствуйте.
Rajtuts.
In Germany, Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
In Poland, Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry.
In France, Bonjour.
Bonjour.
In Spain, Hola.
Hola.
In Italy, Ciao.
Ciao.
In Egypt, Asamasaka.
Asamasa.
In Ghana, Akwaba. In Nigeria, Peleo.
Peleo.
In South Africa, Salbona.
Sabona.
In Senegal, Nangada. In
Nangara.
Kenya, Jambo.
Sambo.
In Israel, Shalom.
Shalom.
In Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Saudi Arabia, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Greetings. And then
Greetings.
peace
And then
upon you
peace
all.
be upon you all.
Is Monday morning a struggle to get out of bed into the swing of things? Well, don't worry, you are not alone. Join us for thought-provoking, stimulating, mindful conversations on higher learning with ZeldaSpeaks for your Monday morning mindfulness session on Blog Talk Radio, the Female Solution. Mondays, 7:30 to 9 a.m. Be sure to send your ideas, thoughts, comments, and suggestions. Also, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, visit ZeldaSpeaks.com and send us your info. We'd love to have you. Experience mindfulness moments with the Mindfulness stress relief coach, ZeldaSpeaks. And thanks for sharing the mindfulness moments with us today. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay in the next session of mindfulness on higher learning with ZeldaSpeaks. Make it a mindful day. Thanks for listening. Thank you.
Grand Rising, and thank you so much for joining us on the Female Solution. Welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness. We're just here to start your week off with the Mindfulness Stress Relief Session. It is Monday, the last Monday of the month. Happy Earth Day, birthday, born day, if today's your natal day. And a special prayer this morning for those who are in need of it. And we are all in need of prayer. And those who are the essential workers who are having challenges with the amount of pressure that is on them. Let us keep them in prayer. And the sick and the shut in and those that are affected, and that's all of us, by this pandemic. You know, it's Cyber Monday because Friday was Black Friday and today is Cyber Monday, but we're calling it Black Friday, White Monday, Indigenous Debt. Ooh, what is that about, Zelda? Well, tune in, send a text to all your friends, family, and foes, and let them know this is something that we all need to be, because this is not a black and white thing. It's a green thing. This is not, let the record show, this is not a show of hatred. This is a show of humanity, bringing all peoples of all genres, of all skin colors and conditions and thought patterns, the way that we think. This is for all people of humankind. This is not a black and white. It's a human thing. And that's what we're going to be discussing today. Who's really benefiting from Cyber Monday? Who's benefiting from Black Friday? Is it you? Is it anybody you know? Well, the majority are not. So that's what we're here to discuss today. And my guest is YOU. Yes, it's just you and me today. We're talking 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. You've got to press 1. Otherwise, I don't know you're there. I mean, I see you there on the switchboard, but you got to press 1. That's your way of raising your hand. If you're listening online and you are on social media, thank you for joining us this morning. We are on social media as well, as you can see, Higher Learning Network TV show, and ZeldaSpeaks on Facebook as well. So be sure, and we're also live on Pixely, Pixeoly, Pixely.com. Be sure to check out my blog I wrote over the weekend, Thanksgiving. Go to zeldarobinson.wordpress.com. And when you open up another window, you can also open up the YouTube channel and subscribe to us if you would be so kind. If you would go to YouTube channel and type in Higher Learning Network TV show, you will see this little logo right here, HLN, green, purple, and orange, and you can simply subscribe, and we appreciate that. And remember to set those DVRs for the Higher Learning Network TV show, which airs Tuesdays at 6 p.m., Wednesdays at 1 on channel 19, and 24/7 on the Higher Learning Network TV show on our channel on YouTube. Now, if you did not get a chance to watch or listen to the show last night, you missed a good one. Let me back up just a little bit. First, let me give you the traffic update. Traffic and weather is sponsored by Karen Kelly of itex.com, ITEX. If you're an entrepreneur or a business owner and you have a product or a service to offer, anything that you can buy in the world, you can buy on iTex, but not with dollars. You can use your barter dollars. That's trade dollars. It's recognized by the IRS, and you can travel anywhere in the world as well. And if you sign up and use My name is the promo code ZELDA, Z-E-L-D-A. Thank you, Richard Peggy. And Jackie Hasselrig, those who came before me. Did I tell you Jackie Hasselrig is coming on the show? Oh, I haven't secured a date yet because she's out of town yet. I haven't secured her date yet, but she's coming. So you remember Jackie Hasselrig, 107.5 WGCI and Gospel Radio 1390, that lady who hired me in from GCI, took me from JPC. Well, not took me, just offered me a position. And I took it. And I'm glad I did. Long story short, she'll be coming on the show. So let's take a look at our traffic. And there is a winter weather advisory out. Windy and cold today. Windy 35 to 40 miles an hour. That's windy, people. Light snow showers 31 to 36 degrees today. So it's cold. It's winter. It's here. And if we are taking a look at the travel on the CTA and Metro, there's no delays, but on CTA at Grand Avenue, there's some police activity there. So if you're getting off there at that stop or getting on at that stop, be aware of that. And thank you for taking your iPod, iPad with you this morning and your cell phone and listening to the show. We greatly appreciate that. But as we take a look at the major expressways, there's a little congestion there. So expect delays if you're on the Kennedy inbound. It is 22 minutes, 18 minutes on the outbound. On the Edens, 24 in and 20 out. On the Eisenhower, little congestion there. It's 25 minutes in, 24 on the reverse. On the Stevenson, 15 out and 14 in. And the Dan Ryan, 14 minutes inbound for 13 outbound. On the Bishop Ford, 8094, the possibly delays at Torrance Avenue. On the Bishop Ford, 13 in, 15 out. 159th Street, there's a pole down as well. And on Lakeshore Drive, it's 11 minutes in and 10 minutes on the reverse. And that's your traffic and weather by Karen Kelly of itex.com, ITEX. While you are on the internet, be sure and download your free diabetic donut ebook, because I don't know how many of us as a human race, not me, gained weight over the holiday because we had so much good food. Turkey, I don't eat turkey, causes cartilage damage in the knees. That's why I have bone issues now. I used to eat it every day. No turkey for me, but I had plenty of dressing, corn, string beans. I had a little bitty piece of, I didn't want to deny myself. I had a little teaspoon of macaroni and cheese. Sometimes you just have to have it and you just have to suffer the next day. Well, that's what I did. So I just love all my vegetables. So that's what I had. And that's my story. And I'm sticking to it. No, that is my story. That is what I had. Anyway, many of you will become diabetic. I've already how I reverse type 2 diabetes. So you tell somebody that they need to get that free download. It's free at higherlearningnetwork.org or ZeldaSpeaks. It's free at both of them. And I'll be putting some more freebie information up there for you too, because it is our responsibility as humans to share what we know with others. It's not always about money. Money will come. Just do what you do, and the money will follow. Trust me on that. And trust and believe that I'm sitting here looking at my grow tower, and it is just blooming. I'm going to take a picture of it and show it to you. Well, actually, I already have the picture. So I'm going to find it during the commercial break and show. No, I can show it to you right now. Can you see my grow tower? Can you see that? And you can go to zeldarobinson.towergarden.com. I'm growing my vegetables inside 365 year round because groceries are getting so high. Zelda, I don't eat a lot of vegetables. Well, it will serve your body well if you did, because half the diseases we have come from eating meat. And the pollution that we have come from eating meat. I'm not saying quit eating. I haven't quit eating. I'm still working on it too. Make it meatless Mondays or something like that. Start one day a week not eating meat and just see how you feel. See if that works for you. Anyway, so that's zeldarobinson.towergarden.com. If you have pain and inflammation from the meat or the food that you eat, check out zelda.now.site, S-I-T-E. This is my Healy app that I usually wear, but I broke the little thingy on it, so now I have to put it in my pocket. But this is my Healy app, Healy. And it deals with frequencies. It gives us microcurrents in the body that help us heal. And that's one of the things that I get from my chiropractor when I am in bad shape and I have to go in there and get the big machine. But This is what I use. It's the Healy. So go to zelda.now.site, S-I-T-E, zelda.now.site. Okay. All righty. It is time for your Monday morning inspirational word of the day. Comes from November 30th. Inspirational Conversations with Shalom with Israel, aka Zelda Speaks. Today's message is from Kendra Branton. It's so good I had to share it with you. Every winner has scars. Life is a classroom in which you are being tested, tried, and passed. It's a series of experiences. Each one makes you bigger, even though sometimes it's hard to realize it. Learn quickly that the setbacks and griefs you endure actually help you in your march towards success. Stay in the middle of activity in life. Don't isolate yourself. Be among people, places, and things, among troubles, difficulties, and obstacles. You don't have to go to where they're all at home. Your character develops itself in the stream of life. Life expects you to make measurable progress in a reasonable time. That's why they make those fourth grade chairs so small. Your world was built to develop character. Inspirational Conversations with Shalom with Israel. Available at higherlearningnetwork.org or ZeldaSpeaks.com. And proceeds benefit the Higher Learning Network TV show, Youth Media Training, in which we have the Youth Talent Contest going on. And you know, you got some nieces or nephews or cousins or nephews, co-workers, whatever. Have them send an email to, and thank you for all of those who have submitted emails to, and your 60-second demo clip of what your natural talent is. Send that to info@higherlearningnetwork.org or HLN TV show @gmail. You want a quicker response, HLN TV show, okay? And if you have any questions, you can ask those there as well, because we want to showcase you in December. And the winners will get a whole lot of things, but this is one that is available now. What is this? This is Brookfield Zoo. They are practicing social distancing, and you must call in to reserve because they don't want too many people there. The tickets are free. They're like $18-20 each, and we're giving them away in stacks of 4 because that's how they told us to do it. Give them away. It's good until December 31st, and you have free admittance for a child or an adult. Somebody called me and says, is the child have to pay? Yes, all the children have to pay to get them, and then we've got the tickets. So if you want tickets, be sure and just let me know. info@higherlearningnetwork.org, and you can pick them up. And be sure and join us tonight. You see the information scrolling across the screen. We will be doing Make Money, excuse me, I said that wrong. Mindfulness Money Making Monday. Hope I said that right. Anyway, make money. Eliminating poverty 1 Bitcoin at a time. That's tonight on Zoom. And I will be posting that information. It's scrolling across the screen right now, but I will post that on my YouTube page and my website. Okay? Alrighty. Remember I talked earlier about the lineup from over the weekend. Saturday show, Wisdom with Mama D. Ooh, Lord have mercy. You got to go back here. Saturdays from 2 to 4. Just let me give you a rundown. Monday morning mindfulness, that's me. Tuesday, let's talk about it with Maika. She's been talking about the chakra lately and how that is really healing me. Healing is a process. It doesn't happen overnight, but I love it, love it, love, love, love. So you got to tune in tomorrow for Let's Talk About It with Maika. Wednesday, Naima Latif and Kareem Hamid, Repairing Family Relationships. On Thursday, Family Matters with Wendy City Deloach Esquire. It's our attorney at law here. And Friday, Health and Wellness with Viata. Saturday, we have Move Around with Deborah, Love, Joys, Empowerment, and Wisdom with Mama D. And Sunday, Soul Purpose Healing. So let's back up for just a moment. Wisdom with Mama D on Saturday. That was such a show. It just made me stop and think. So when you hear it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So go back and see that. And last night really made me think. Soul Purpose Healing, Beata had a guest on, had some, let us listen to some audio tapes. And one of them, including herself, she said something that I just had never heard before. And I'm sure I'm going to share it with you. And you may have not heard it before. It says the universe is not physical, it's a shared dream. What? Yeah, let me repeat that again. The universe is not physical, it's a shared dream. Wow. What do you mean by that? You got to go back and listen to the show. That's all I can tell you. And you can hear all the shows in the archives 24/7, 7 days a week, because we're on like that, and we are available for you to go back and hear any of the shows, because it allows you the opportunity to go within and get quiet and listen. You might hear something that clicks and just might send you where you need to be in your evolved consciousness. And that is what the practice of mindfulness is all about. Monday morning mindfulness is all about the stress relief. So as we prepare to release some stress this morning, let us become still. And we will practice the process of breathing in and breathing out through our nose. And I want you to get a good, just not like a, but a deep breath, so you can feel your stomach push out when you breathe in. And when you exhale, let those shoulders drop and breathe out through your nose. And you'll do that to the count of 5, hold it, and exhale everything through the nose if you possibly can. So let us become still. Let's become quiet. Close your eyes. You should not be looking at me, but the inside of your eyelids. Inhale deeply. Hold it. Oh, that feels good already. I can feel the tension releasing my shoulders. And exhale. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And feel that calming effect come over your body. Inhale once more. And exhale. As you continue to breathe in and breathe out on your own, giving thanks for the power of the breath, know that you are at the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. As you close your eyes and as you breathe in, giving thanks for the power of the breath that the mind told the lungs and the heart and the throat to give air to the lungs. Oh, and not even thinking about it, just doing it. That's how this magnificent body works as we breathe in. Hold it. And breathe out. As we send all of the light and the love and the energy, let us send it to the top of our heads so that we can send the energy, we can direct the breath this morning down through the face and the neck and the shoulders as we breathe in. Giving thanks as we move those shoulders, as we move those elbows and those arms and those wrists. Giving thanks for the power of moving the body without even thinking about it, through the power of the breath as we breathe in. Sending that energy of love and light and forgiveness on down through the chest, the solar plexus, the sides, and the back. As we continue to breathe in, blessing our hips, our legs, our buttocks, and our thighs, and our knees. Oh, rub those glorious knees, because they will keep you moving even when you don't want to move as we breathe in. Continue sending love, light, and lots of energy down through the legs, to the ball of the feet, the ankles, the arches, and the toes. Yes, wiggle those toes and send that energy right on back up through the ankles and the arches and the heel of the foot and the ball of the foot and the legs and the knees. Yes, back up to those knees, rubbing those knees, letting them know how much we love and appreciate them, how much we love and appreciate the thighs that they are connected to, and the hips. Doesn't matter what society says about the hips are there for walking, and we give thanks as we breathe in. And as we give thanks, bringing that energy back up through the solar plexus, the sides and the chest and the arms and the shoulders and the fingers, as we move them, as we wiggle them, as we give thanks for everything that is moving this morning, and some that may not be moving, we give thanks for them anyway as we breathe in. Hold it. Bringing that energy back up through the neck and the face and the top of the head. And we're feeling the light and the love and the energy as we breathe in. And as we breathe out. And just marinate in all the breath of life, of love, of energy that you have just given your body as you continue to breathe in. Giving thanks for the brain that send the signals to the breath that encourage us to breathe, because someone somewhere cannot breathe on their own. They may be on a trachea, have respiratory illnesses, laying in a hospital bed, laying on the floor at home or wherever. For those on the street, we still have the power of the breath as we give thanks for the breath that continues to blow through our bodies, resonating in the heart and the liver and the lung and the systems of our bodies as we breathe in. We give thanks for all of the systems, the endocrine systems that are working, the digestion system when we eat our food, the assimilation system, the elimination system when we have a movement that we hope is long and big and round, because if you're constipated, it's coming out in pebbles as we breathe in. We give thanks for the power of nopalina and bran and chia seeds and flax seeds and apples and fruits and things that will move us, get that waste out of our system as we rub the tummy, and we give thanks for the tummy and the systems within the stomach and the systems within the whole body that bring us joy, that give us light, that keep us here as we breathe in. And as we breathe out, once more, inhale deeply, bringing those hands up and stretching, stretching, stretching. Oh yes, the body loves a good stretch as we breathe in. And as we breathe out, once more, breathe in, bringing those hands up, placing them behind your neck, and just massaging the back of the neck. Where the vagus nerve is, massage, and feel free to squeeze it. Oh yes, release some of that tension. Rub those muscles in the neck as you breathe in. And as you breathe out. Everyone cannot afford to go to a massage therapist, but you can always massage yourself. Take a long, hot, deep breath. Hold it. And this time as you exhale, sitting up straight, bring your face down, chin to chest, and slowly rotate your head to the left. Slowly, slowly, slowly bringing it around to the back. Slowly, slowly to the right. And slowly bringing it back to the front. Head up, inhale deeply. And bring the head back down. Chin to chest. Slowly rotate the head to the right. Slow down, you're moving too fast. Slowly, slowly, slowly bringing the head around to the left and around to the front. Head up, inhale deeply. Looking to the left as far as you possibly can, feeling the stretch in the right of your neck. Oh, that feels so good. Feel that stretch. Feel that stretch. Head back, front and center. Inhale deeply. And exhale. Feeling the stretch in the left of the neck. And bringing the head back forward. Eyes still closed. Inhale deeply. And just marinate in all of the love and all of the light and all of the energy that you just directed through your breath to stimulate the cells and the ligaments and the muscles as you continue to breathe in. Giving thanks for each and every word that you spoke to your body today. As you sent it love and light and energy, you have just activated the happiness gene. And I can see the smile on your face. You expect to be happy. You expect no one to steal your joy. And if they even try, you simply inhale deeply and exhale. Remembering these two words, the most powerful words, two of the most powerful words on the planet, I am. I am happy. I am healthy. I am whole and complete. You see, the I am opens the door to endless opportunities that all begin in the mind. As we inhale deeply, as you have connected with your next level of higher self today, we give thanks. As we inhale deeply, we are reminded that the universe is in our corner. And if we spend quiet time and do the breathing, that's part of the work that Iyanla Vanzant talks about on Fix My Life, in which she's no longer recording. She's decided that it's time for something else. Well, maybe time for the female solution. Let's put that out there. Let's get the female solution on the OWN network. It's already on the Higher Learning Network. It's already on the Female Solution Network. So let's take it to the next level. As we breathe in, all together we give thanks for the female solution being the solution on the next network, wherever the universe tends to send us. As we breathe in, and as we breathe out, we give thanks for this experience this morning because we are the gifted ones. And we are sharing this gift of love and light and energy. And I thank you for being a part of sharing the knowledge and sharing the joy. And if and when someone comes up in your face trying to wreck your nerves or throw you off balance, remove your happiness gene from your being. You simply breathe in. Take a long deep breath and breathe out. Blow it in their face and hope you got a little stank on your breath. Like you forgot to brush your teeth or put some onion or some garlic or something nasty on your breath and blow it in them. Oh, they gonna back up. Trust me, unless they like stank. Well, not a whole lot of people do, but there's some everywhere. But anyway, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed our breathing in and breathing out session on Monday Morning Mindfulness. It is an honor and a pleasure to do this. And I hope that you'll go to my YouTube page, ZeldaSpeaks, and subscribe. And that way you can share the information of how good you feel on Monday morning mindfulness. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. It is 7:31, and you know what that means. It is time for our first commercial break. So you stay close, and we'll be back to share more.
You tuned in to the Soulful Chicago Book Fair 2020 Vision Fundraising Campaign. That's right. You can support the vision of reviving Black literary excellence in the city by simply taking your $20 or more and donating it on our website. Visit www.soulfulchicagobookfair.com and click the Donate tab on our homepage. Or give us a call at 646-359-6605, and we welcome you, helping us bring literary life into the South Side of Chicago. We all say we would like to be wealthy, but wealth isn't determined by how much money you have. Wealth is determined by your power to define what money is. The dictionary defines money as something used as a way to pay for goods and services and to pay people for their work. So how would you like to have access to an unlimited source of money? Money that is not taxed by the government. Money that increases as you share the opportunity with others. Money that you can use to pay for goods and services and pay people for their work. I'm talking about Bitcoin. It's the future of independent wealth building. Bitcoin is the new money that you control. Get started building your wealth. Call 312-849-3456. That's 312-849-3456.
Are you constantly arguing with your spouse? Are your children used to living and acting out? Someone in your family abusing drugs? Have you been a victim of domestic violence? Are you grieving the loss of a loved one? Let us help you restore serenity to your life. At Serenity Family Social Services, we understand that good mental health is the result of emotional well-being. Our goal is to assist you and your family in relieving emotional distress and restoring harmony and balance to your lives. We offer individuals, couples, and family counseling. I'm Howard Williams, CEO of Serenity Family Social Services. Call us today at 312-315-4820. That's 312-315-4820.
Do you want to live in a world without war? Join our global peace movement. Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration of Life transcends culture, religion, ideology, and other boundaries to achieve peaceful harmony in the global society. HWPL is committed to bringing world peace and cessation of war through peaceful dialogue between religious groups. I'm Directorship Campaign of HWPL Chicago branch of North America. Join me for our next gathering. Call 773-580-1501 and be a part of the movement for world peace. Email us at chicagohwpl@gmail.com. Do you worry about finances, family, health, job, relationships? Are you in pain? Do you feel stuck? If you answer yes to any of these questions, help is available. Don't worry, you're not alone. It's part of the human process. You only feel this way because you haven't mastered the voices in your head. No hype, just down to earth, solid, workable tools and techniques that you can practice daily. It's really food for the soul. Whether you want to learn how not to worry about anything, reverse type 2 diabetes, publish a book, promote your product or service, take advantage of the deal of the day. Go to ZeldaSpeaks.com or call 312-409-6619. Mention promo code FEMAL Solutions to get free shipping. That's ZeldaSpeaks.com or 312-409-6619. Stop worrying today. Visit ZeldaSpeaks.com.
Grand Rising. And thank you for joining me back here on The Female Solution. Welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness. We're just here to start your week off with the mindfulness stress relief session. I hope you enjoyed it this morning. I certainly did. I know I feel fabulous. That's what a deep breath will do for you. When you're not feeling so good, you simply just start breathing. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to do anything. Just get somewhere quiet and that's how it all begins. Happy Earth Day, birthday, born day. If today is your natal day and you are celebrating, we are wishing you happy birthday here on The Female Solution. It's Cyber Monday in the world. And today we're talking about Black Friday, white profits, and indigenous debt. And tomorrow we'll be talking about the chakra. Let's talk about it with Maika from 7 until 9 a.m. And on Wednesday, The lineup continues with Naima Latif and Kareem Hamid repairing family relationships. On Thursday, it's Family Matters with Wendy City Deloach, Esquire, our attorney here on The Female Solution. And Friday, Health and Wellness with Viara. On Saturdays and Sundays, it's a different time. On Saturdays, it's 12 noon until 2 p.m. And we have Love, Joy, and Powers, Move Around with Deborah, and Wisdom with Mama D. And I know I'm forgetting somebody, but she'll remind me when she comes on Sunday, Soul Purpose Healing. Oh, did you hear what you said last night? The universe isn't physical. It's a shared dream. We're living in the twilight zone. That's what I thought immediately. You know, old programming, that's what it'll do for you. But, so if you missed any of the shows, you can always go back and listen to them because they are available 24/7. And I got to remember to remind you, we have tickets for the Brookfield Zoo. They are free, absolutely free of charge. The tickets run like $18 each. We're giving them out in packs of 4. If you want tickets for your children or family, they have the Christmas celebration that's going on, the lighting celebration, and children enjoy that. And it just may lift your spirit. So email me info@higherlearningnetwork.org, or you can call me at 312-409-6619. You have to press anything, just 312-409-6619. And how did I forget about the first Saturday is Nonviolent Communication with Jana Brooks from London. And that's from our executive producer. And that would be Naima Latif, who is joining us right now as we are on the Female Solution Grand Rising. My sister, thank you for joining us this morning. I can't hear you. Do you need to unmute yourself?
All right, let me see.
There she goes. Yes. Welcome. Loud and clear. Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yes. Grand Rising.
Grand Rising. Thank you so much for joining here this morning. We are honored to have our executive producer of the show, a woman with insight. I have been knowing Naima for years. We were both producers at Chicago Access Television. And I see her all the time. She's getting equipment, editing, doing these things. And it's like, you know how you see people in passing and you say hi, but you don't really sit down and have an in-depth conversation. Well, I am so glad we sat down and actually we were sitting down. We were standing up in the hallway in the equipment room and we had a conversation. She's like, would you like to be on the Female Solution? I was like, I would love to. I just don't know when I'm going to be able to fit it in my kitchen. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. It's like, okay, I'm not doing anything at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I think I can hang, yeah. I'm used to working all kind of crazy hours around the clock. So 7 o'clock in the morning, I ain't even sleeping at 7. I got up at 4 this morning. So welcome to the Female Solution, executive producer, Naima Latif. Thank you so much.
Well, it's always so much fun being on your show. Start the day with Monday morning mindfulness, first thing of the week. So I really enjoy the stress relief sessions. You know, you never know how much just sucking in oxygen can just relax. So it's good to start out with that. And I really like that idea of Meatless Monday. I think that's something we should push because, you know, people, when they think about giving up meat, especially if you're a diehard carnivore, you just can't think, oh man, no more chicken wings, you know, no more ribs, you know, so you gotta take it a step at a time. I mean, it took me some years to get to a point of vegetarianism, but you know, you don't go cold turkey because your body still craves things.
Right.
So a little bit at a time is good. So if people can just do that one day a week, you know, get the animals a break one day.
One day.
Fruits and vegetables and no meat, and gradually get your body used to a different kind of protein, because vegetables have protein. People say, I need my protein. You ever seen a skinny, frail gorilla? No, and they got plenty of protein, but they don't eat meat. So you're still going to get your protein, just not from flesh. So I love that Meatless Monday. We got to encourage that in people.
Yeah. So how long have you been a vegetarian or vegan? Which one is it? And what's the difference for our readers, listeners, and viewers who don't know?
Well, a vegan is one that has no animal products at all. And I guess because I still eat cheese and, you know, an egg every now and then, I'm not vegan, but I am vegetarian in the sense that most of my meals are plant-based. I don't eat any flesh at all. No fish, no chicken, and of course, no beef or pork. So I think it has been at least 5 years of no meat at all.
Wow.
Maybe even 7 years. But it took me a while. I started out, of course, at least, 35 years ago with getting rid of pork. And then the next thing was to let go of beef.
Okay.
And then, it was a real struggle, but I had to let go of them chicken wings, had to and then after that it was no fit. So I don't eat anything that is not plant-based. So I just noticed the difference in the aging process. I am not aging in the way that many of my peers that I grew up with are aging, because I'm not eating anything dead. I'm not eating dead flesh. So my cells are regenerating because they have live foods to replenish them. And my energy level is different because, when you eat dead flesh, it takes longer to digest. It stays in your system longer. And like you said earlier, a lot of the diseases that we're going through, we're developing, has to do with us eating dead flesh. Because animals, the dead flesh has things in it. And one of the things that helped me get rid of eating pork was the fact that they don't have pores where you emit the toxins, so it's still in the flesh. So you're eating the toxins that they have in their flesh.
Then you need to say that again. Somebody need to hear that again.
And the what is it? The trichina worm that exists in the flesh of the pig. That's what goes into your body when you eat pig flesh. So and seeing what the worm looked like, that just disgusted me so bad. I was like, oh no. So sometimes when you see things, when you see what something looks like before it's slaughtered, and when you see it being slaughtered, that can turn your stomach so much. Yes. If nothing else makes you get rid of it. I saw one time how they made sausage and them dumping pigs into. I'm sorry, I'm just ruining y'all's breakfast. If you had sausage this morning, yeah, I'm breakfast. They dumped just live or dying pigs into this big vat, or just churned everything up and chopped it up. And
sausages.
And that's just, and you're eating that. I just was like, ew. So when you see things being killed and you become aware that this is a conscious being, they are aware they're about to die. There's emotional distress, and that releases toxins into their bloodstream, which goes into their flesh. And you're eating the death, fear energy of the animal.
And you wonder why you're in fear now. Now you know.
Now you know why you got this stress that you need relief from, because you're eating that. I mean, how do you feel if you think you're about to die? Think about the last time you got pulled over by a police officer and they came at your car with a gun drawn. How did you feel? Okay. So, you have an animal that's pent up, they're hearing the squeals of death from their comrades and friends and family. How does that make them feel? And so you're eating that distress that they have, knowing that they're about to die. That is not pleasant. So, all of these things, the more I knew, the more I made a conscious decision. And people say, oh, well, you're a Muslim and Muslims, they can eat chicken. I'm like, the reason why I'm not eating meat is not a religious reason, so to speak. It's a spiritual reason. I am choosing not to consume animals that have suffered and died. I'm choosing not to contribute to their suffering. I'm choosing not to eat the energy that comes from pain and suffering.
Say that again.
And grief. I'm choosing not to consume that. You are what you eat. You are the energy of the food that you consume. So I'm choosing instead to eat fruits and vegetables that are health producing. They're live foods. and they are feeding my cells so that the cells in my body can regenerate, because we're really not made to age and decay and die. We're made to keep regenerating until we get tired of living and we can decide, okay, I'm ready to go back to the non-physical. I'm ready to release this shell that I'm living in and return home. It's not supposed to be a suffer and die existence. You live and live and live until you're ready to go. So that's my goal, to live and be healthy and youthful and vibrant until I get tired of, okay, I've had enough experiences, I'm ready to go back home. That's what I'll do.
I think that's powerful. We eat the energy of the food we consume. We're eating the energy. We're energy beings. We don't know that. We think we're flesh and blood, and we are in this body, this physical form. And we get so caught up in the physical form, we forget about the electricity that runs through our body, because we are energy, and we forget about that. How do we remind ourselves, besides the power of the breath, that the energy that we eat is the energy that we become? We wonder why we're so fearful.
Yes.
What does that have to do with anything?
And one of the reasons why, and Bianca keeps reminding us, even when she speaks of the viruses and how we're terrified of dying of a virus, every living thing, because we are drawn to the energy that is like the energy we're projecting. You are not living in the energy of fear. You are not inviting something that's going to invade your body for the purpose of consuming it, taking it over, and making you sick. Your energy repels it. So the immunity that we need is not coming. Well, let me just use this disclaimer in case anybody wants to get upset. I'm not a medical doctor, but I am a person who understands how to create an immunity with the energy that I generate inside my body. And so I am not inviting any foreign substance into my body, because I'm not weakening my immune system with the vibration of fear, sadness, distress, grief, or any of those negative emotions that reduce the power of your immune system. The thoughts that you think create the energy that you project. It creates your aura. So when you have all of this fear energy, you're inviting invasion. And the person, it seems like they're always robbed. They're always, all these negative things just keep happening to them. And if you listen to the conversation, it's negative conversation. They think the worst of people. They're angry all the time. They got resentments they're holding on to. And it's like they invite disaster into their lives. When really do create energy that draws things to you. And everybody knows about the power of attraction, but they don't realize how it works every single moment of every single day. You can invite negative experiences by the energies that you project. And I'm not blaming the victims. I know that people do have things happen to them, but you have the same power to create the positive things. Like you mentioned, what was said on the other show about the universe isn't physical, it's actually a collective dream. Well, that's really what it is. I mean, our thought energy is creating the physical reality. That's why we keep advocating that you change your thoughts, because every thought changes the physical reality. They kept us in slavery so long because they kept us believing that we had always been slaves, that we were powerless, and that they were decreed by God to be in control of us. And they kept us from reading, because that would change our thought. If we knew that that was incorrect, then we would think different. And therefore, our energy would change and our reality would change. This is why here it said, I freed hundreds of slaves. I freed thousands more that only knew they were slaves. You have to think freedom. You have to be able to envision it, and then you can create it. But as long as and what they did, anybody who was a free Black person, they didn't want them interacting
No.
with Black people, because if they were Black people who were free, then you would think, oh, I could be free too. So all of the thoughts create our reality. This is why when we have Black people that have been in this country, and I'm not, again, I'm not blaming the people. We gotta take responsibility for our thoughts. We have Black people that have been in this country for centuries, for decades, and still are in a state of poverty. And you have new immigrants coming from Nigeria and Ghana and Jamaicans, and they come here, set up a business, thriving. It's because they don't see themselves as helpless victims. So they don't come here with that energy. They come here with energy that other immigrants have. This is a place of opportunity. All you got to do is figure out what you can sell people. And you can make it. Okay, I know how to cook. Let me set up a restaurant, cook my jerk chicken. Hey, I can make it. And they do.
I don't know what's happening here, but it's really, really bad. Your face keeps freezing. I don't know what's going on. Maybe we can figure that out. Hopefully during the next commercial break coming up in like 5 minutes. But in the meantime, in between time, let's take a call. If you just tune in, that was our executive director, Naima Latif of the Female Solution. And today's topic is Cyber Monday, Black Friday, White Profits, Indigenous Debt. Now that is not to say that we hate white people. We do not. We love all our brothers and sisters. Humankind is what we love. Not white, not black, but this is about the green. And Cyber Monday was designed to keep you in debt. We run to the store in herds on Black Friday because we've been programmed to do that. We've been programmed to get that big black flat screen TV, to get the new electronic appliance, whatever it is. We have been programmed, and we can't see that because it is so ingrained into society. And when you are the person that not speaks it against it, but just makes us aware, then something's wrong with you. You got the Scrooge attitude. That's not what this is about. This is about an evolving consciousness, and many of us are still asleep, but many of us are waking up, and that's what's important. And I think we have many that are awakened on the line as we go to the phone line. 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. 706-202. You are live on the Female Solution Grand Rising. What's your name? Where are you calling from? And what's your comment on today's subject?
Grand Rising. Brother Kwame, I'm calling from Georgia.
Grand Rising, Brother Kwame from Georgia. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
And it's a really good topic because in Proverbs 22:7 it says, the borrower is slave to the lender. And what we are looking at is consumer debt, the new slavery. And it says the real problem is within us, and I am conceived, it is only solution is spiritual. And that's what we have to, what we are now dealing with. What just happened is the eclipse. There's a rebooting of the planet, and the consciousness is being raised. It's a good book by DeForest Soaries, Dr. DeForest Soaries. It says, say yes when life says no. And it teaches about dealing with debt and being captive to MONEY, my own natural energy yields. And I'm honored that Mr. Latif was talking about the animal and the herds and how they kill and the fear that's put into the flesh of the animal. That's why indigenous people always hunted. And they only hunted what was needed for that time, for the village or for the people. And when they took that life, they gave thanks for that life to give them life. And this was the cycle of life in which they chose to live in balance, live with balance in nature. They never took more than they needed. The thing that looking at, saying the overground railroad and being able to look at what's going on over us is the alignment of the planet, alignment of the sun and the moon, causing the cosmic shift or the galactic shift that's needed to raise and elevate the frequency of our consciousness. While we're being told to stay in place or to stay inside, we're being neglected from the sun. And the sun is one of the greatest energies to help us with our immune system.
the vitamin D and the energies that come to activate the skin that absorbs, and especially us being melanated and melanemic children that are in fear because they can't stay in the sun. They can't be in the sun as we do. And so what we're seeing now is their last vestiges of trying to stay alive with this new ship, because they're knowing what's going on as above, so below. And this is what they're doing now in attempting to keep this consumerism and business down. That is why we're going out and we're buying land and beginning to become self-sustaining again, because our great-grandparents and grandparents had farms, and they would go out and get things out of the garden. They didn't have to go to no Whole Foods store, Trader Joe's.
Okay.
All they did was went in the backyard, picked out what they wanted, go to the chicken coop, get some eggs, go in there, get a chicken, and you only ate meat on certain days because the gospel bird, the chicken was the gospel bird. You only ate chicken on Sundays.
On Sundays, yep.
And so you didn't consume the way we consume, because when they made the dividing line of the interstate that came through and divided up our communities and began to create, this redlining and divide in the urban areas as they were herding us in, because urban only means that you're banned from nature. And this is why we have to look at coming back to nature, going back to these oases where our ancestor spirit is in service. Our ancestor spirit is in service in nature. Nature will give us everything it needs, because it is a community of plant life. The trees, the plants, everything grows in balance. We are out of order. What we have to be reawakened to. And it's important that we begin, and it's not even, it's a thing that we're going to evolve into, but they're fighting to keep us from evolving. So this is the challenge, and each one of us is our life purpose. And when you activate yourself with the right food, even when you're talking about being vegan, that processed food that's grown in factories and not in the earth, it's genetically modified. And so what you got to look at as a GMO is God makes the original. When you come back to nature,
all right, now,
with that which is made from the Creator, you know that you have purposely giving yourself self-sustaining food.
And those are the words of Brother Kwame Sunhorse from Georgia. Thank you so much for sharing that information. I'm going to keep your line open, but we're going to go take a quick commercial break here, and we will be back with more information on the topic of the show today, Cyber Monday. Black Friday, White Prophet, Indigenous Dead. Woo, Proverbs 22. You got a chance to read it and share it, because it just might make a difference in the quality of your life. Stay close.
Spiritual counselor and advisor. I invite you to a private reading in the areas of business, health, finances, introducing cost of $20. You need to call, because there is a higher power that can help you. 312-802-4743. Peace and blessings to you all. Call me. 312-802-4743.
What happens when a group of people are kidnapped from their homes, smuggled away in chains, and held captive in a foreign land where they are tortured, raped, and forced to perform hard labor by the lash of a whip and under the constant threat of death? Slavery, the African American psychic trauma. What happened to the doctors, writers, scientists, builders, educators, and spiritual leaders from Africa's golden age? Who did they really capture and sell into slavery?
Are all African Americans suffering from psychic trauma because of a conspiracy to hide their true identities? Do you have psychic trauma? Take a test on page 22 of the book and see. Order it online today at www.naimalatif.com. That's www.naimalatif.com. And get your personally autographed copy of the book, Slavery, the African American Psychic Trauma. Is your romantic partner fit for a long-term relationship? Do you know the signs to look for? Do you know the signs of unfitness for intimacy? Hi, I'm Wendy Williams DeRoche Esquire, attorney at law. After 30 years in the courtroom as a family law attorney, I have handled enough cases to recognize 4 distinct characteristics that make a person simply unfit for marriage and parenting. How has the past practice of slavery and slave breeding in America affected our present-day behavior in our relationships? How can we change the current trend of 75% of Black children being born into and raised by single mothers but fatherless households? Join me every Thursday morning at 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time here on The Female Solution. And here we will examine African American intimate relationships. Call in and comment 515-605-9325 and share your thoughts with me. I'm Wendy Williams DeLoach, Esquire. Hey, it's time to take charge of your health. I'm Beata, your holistic life coach, and every Friday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, I'm here on The Female Solution to empower you to make choices that will assist your evolution to abundant health. I'm also blogging every Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at Whole Healthy Healing, where I bring you a spiritual chiropractic adjustment to bring you back into alignment with our Creator's love, compassion, and wisdom. Join me every Friday morning at 8 a.m. and Sunday evening at 8 p.m. for a time of unity, enlightenment, and love vibration. Shalom. Hi, I'm Dr. CJ of Valona Health, where we combine orthopedic manual therapy and neuroscience to treat the whole person. Health tip for the day is keep it moving. Doesn't matter how, just keep it moving doing something you enjoy. Walking, dancing, rolling on the floor with your dogs or kids, really anything. The body craves movement to keep the bones, joints, and the muscles happy. Even our mental health and internal organs and digestive system rely on our movement. Thanks for being a part of the Higher Learning Network, The Female Solution.
Grand Rising, and thank you for joining us back here on The Female Solution. Be sure and listen in tomorrow. Let's talk about it with Maika from 7 to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time as we move through the lineups on Eastern Standard Time. It's 8 to 10 a.m. and 6 to 8 a.m. Is that Mountain ST? Mountain Time, Naima? Excuse me. And 5 to 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and 1 to 3 p.m. at GMT. Call in to comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak, and you will be able to speak to our executive producer who is joining us today here on The Female Solution. Welcome back to Monday Morning Mindfulness. Before we went to break, Naima, we were talking about Cyber Monday, Black Friday, white profits, indigenous debt. And Brother Kwame quoted Proverbs 22 that we are borrowers to the slaves. We are still slaves because the lender is the credit card company. So we may not be, and I know y'all a little bit too young. Y'all probably don't know nothing about this. We may not be giving our money to the cotton master, or the master, the man who owned the land that we chop cotton on, but we still chopping a different kind of cotton right about now because we're slave to these credit cards. So it still exists today. We're still slaves. We just don't know it. It's just a new form, the new Jim Crow. It's a new form of slavery. And one of the things that I wanted to address was to be sure that for our Caucasian sisters and brothers, the indigenous people of the planet and any other light form, is that this is not about black and white. This is all about green. This is about their ability to keep us distracted with things on the outside as opposed to developing the inner spirit, what makes us who we are as human beings. And then now I don't know, am I a human being? Am I a Palladian? After listening to Viata's show last night, the universe isn't physical, it's just a dream. And do I want to wake up? I don't know if I want to wake up or not. I don't know. I like the dream that's going on right now, even though it's madness in the air.
Well, have you ever had a dream that was actually turning into a nightmare, and somebody might have been chasing you, they're about to catch you, and you're so distressed, and your subconscious mind says, "This is terrible. I need to wake up." Have it ever happened that in the dream state you actually commanded yourself to change?
Yes.
That's where we're at. We're ready to wake up from this dream because it's become a nightmare. Yeah. And this is why this collective consciousness, this collective dream that we're having, we're collectively choosing to change it because it's gotten so painful, so scary, so upsetting. We just don't want to experience this anymore. So now you mentioned the credit cards and the debt. Just think of how your life has to conform to trying to pay off debt. If you get started and they send you credit card offers before you leave college, and people think, "Oh, I'm going to have credit cards," they want you to overspend. They want you to be in debt before you even have a job. They want you to be in debt so that you don't have a choice. You have to basically volunteer for slavery. You have to be toiling and working for money to pay off the credit card debt. And this determines whether or not you can do something you like, which may or may not pay a lot of money, but it's something you enjoy doing in your work, as opposed to doing something you hate, but you need to make enough money so you can pay off the debt. So what kind of life, what kind of happiness can you have when every morning you got to get up and go to a job you hate, and the only relief you have is maybe on a Saturday or a Sunday when you have a day off, but every other day of the week you're spending 8, 10, 12 hours doing something you hate around people who are unpleasant, constantly in a state of fear that you're going to be fired. How much stress does that create in your body over time? And what kind of diseases do you develop as a result of constant stress?
Teach, my sister.
All because you've been manipulated into buying things that you have to pay off. And you think it's a good thing that you're being extended. Oh, I got a $5,000 line of credit. I haven't even graduated from college yet. Okay, so that's $5,000. You're going to max out your cards. You got to pay that debt, and you have to keep working whether you like that job or not. And if you don't have a job, oh, well, then what happens? Then, of course, you default on your payments. You don't have the money to pay it. Your credit gets bad. So then you can't do the things you want to do, such as buy a car, buy a house, because your credit is ruined because you got into debt before you had the means to pay the debt. Right. And it's all a trick to keep you in a state of disempowerment. So all we have to do is choose when we want to purchase, choose how much to purchase, live within the amount of money we're making right now as we choose to live a life of ease and comfort, as opposed to acquiring things thinking that this is going to make us feel better.
Temporary satisfaction.
Temporary satisfaction.
It does not last long. I'm so glad you said that. Last night I was watching Iyanla Vanzant as she leaves. I put into the universe that she's leaving the OWN network. She just says it's time for her to do something different. So I said, let us bring into existence the female solution on the OWN network. or the Tyler Perry Studio Network. We already got the Higher Learning Network and the Female Solution Network. Let's take it to the next level. I said that to say all of this. Lisa Ray was on, and it showed the generations of the anger, the bitterness, the resentment, the fear. All of these emotions was in the Queen Mother, was the Lisa Ray's mother, was in Lisa Ray herself, Lisa Ray's daughter, and now the granddaughter. And it showed 4 generations. And we can see it sitting back, but when you're in it, it's hard to see that. It's hard. It's a challenge to acknowledge the garbage that's in us and how it has to come up and out, awaken ourselves out of this nightmare in order to deal with it. Yeah. And that's what we don't want to do. It's just too challenging. So let's go to the phone lines and see what somebody else has to say. Area code 773-737. You are live on the Female Solution Grand Rising. What's your name? Where are you calling from? And what's your comment?
Well, hallelujah, greetings, Joe, Global Transformers.
Is that Mama D?
Mama D.
Hallelujah,
greetings.
Hallelujah, greetings, Mama D. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Oh, she had a powerful show this Saturday, y'all.
Oh, honey, I was listening to the show. You need to know. I was listening, honey. I talk about Mama D this morning. I'm sorry, Mama D, I cut you off. I get so excited when you call. She's like my own Oprah. She's just my everything. I'm sorry, Mama D. Go ahead.
Well, just cut me off anytime. You know, flattery will get you. I came through the era of full care out to me.
Yes.
Pay the entire bill when you take me out.
Yes.
For dinner or for lunch. You know, it's not Dutch treat. You pay the whole thing. Open the door for me when I believe in all of that.
Yes, ma'am. I'm with you on that one, Mama D.
But as an Indigenous Native Black American, crimes against humanity, descendant, and Jim Crow genocide survivor, I believe society in general, but we as a group of people in particular, are suffering from poverty of the spirit, and it cannot be cured with materialism. You know, the less you have on the inside, the more you crave things that recognition starved on the outside. So you want to keep up with the Joneses, and you want to give the outer appearance more credit than you're giving the human being. You know, people don't realize when a child has on something new, a little new dress, or little boy's got on new shoes or a new shoes or something, and people around say, "Oh, your dress is so pretty. Oh, you look so pretty," and that. But they are giving credit to the garment. They're giving credit to the outer appearance, and they don't usually realize it. I think it's totally unconscious, but that is building that thirst for material things. And it's just not going to get to the poverty that's in the spirit.
Wow.
That's
spirit.
See,
you know, it was always, go ahead.
That's wisdom from Mama D. Poverty in the spirit. Yeah. And we trying to dress it up with all this stuff on the outside. Get the big screen TV, get the big car, get the big house, get the big vacation, get the big this, that, everything. That doesn't fill the hole, because the hole is still there. It's temporary, Mama D. We know this, but no.
You know, I got a question, because you know a lot of people keep talking about reparations, but I observed when people got that stimulus check, and it was the people who were the most impoverished that went out and bought things. Like you're talking about the poverty of the spirit. People spent that money to buy things and I understand, you know, okay, if you want your big flat screen TV, that's fine. But if we really are going to change our condition, buying things isn't going to change the condition. It will just make us have more things, which, you know, eventually break and turn into junk. So So if people were going to really make a substantial change in their lives. Let's say if everybody got a $50,000 stimulus check or a $50,000 reparations check.
Mm-hmm.
What tangible way could they spend that money so that it would actually change our reality? Because let's say, okay, y'all getting one check, all y'all that you got African American or Black on your birth certificate, we're giving you a $50,000 check. Now don't ask us no more. That's it. This is your reparations.
Mm-hmm.
What could we do that would change our condition so that a year later we're not still mad and upset and broke and poor and suffering and saying they did us wrong because we got our check? So what should we do with that money?
Well, again, it gets back to that first teacher. Your mother generally is the first teacher, and until she can get herself together. Are you still there?
Yes, ma'am. Go right ahead.
Something to say. Okay. Until she can raise her children differently. You know, Malcolm X said that media was the most powerful entity on earth because it controls the minds of the masses. And as long as we are controlled, and it's like, do you remember a long time ago the DJs used to play a record over and over and over again? You just hate that record. They kept playing it over and over and over again. You would go out and buy it. It became payola. That's what they said, that they and that's what happened with our brain.
Payola is something I know a little something about. I wasn't involved in it, but I worked at the radio station where my boss was indicted for payola. And I'm sitting in the studio one day. We had TVs in the studio, and I see this little scroll, this little ticker tape going across the bottom of the screen. WGCI program director indicted on payola scheme. Yeah, we're sitting in the studio and we see this. Wow. And the next thing we know, somebody come in and they walking her. I was like, whoa, I'm glad I didn't have my hand out. Because people call in all the time and ask if we could play a certain record. And it's like, by that time, corporate America has taken over. So we could, before corporate America, Clear Channel, Cheap Channel, yeah, I can say that now. Before they took over, we could play your favorite record. So we didn't have to hear R. Kelly body calling 10 times in a 4-hour span, because they were programming us with these love songs, and they're trying to teach us to love everything outside of ourselves. Get a man, get a woman, so that you can be happy. That's not it. You gotta, as Mama D said, poverty of the spirit. We're looking for all this love out there, and the love that we need is in here. And it's being programmed in us every single waking hour of the moment. Radio, TV, cell phones, ads, especially this time of year. And who benefits from that? We suffer, because we're the ones that's in debt, and we're the ones that have succumbed to this pressure to be normal.
Have to buy things in order to be normal, in order to be accepted.
Yes.
Loved. I have to buy.
Brother Kwame, you still on the line? Go ahead, Brother Kwame.
I know you got a lot of feedback in there. But anyway, and a great greeting to Mama D. And she's correct in the part of what we're dealing with, because the same three things that put us in slavery is the same three things that's keeping us in this new slave trade. Number one is cloth, because the material, when you were talking about dressing and how that child looks and consuming or $120 sneakers on a child, that is the same thing in the cloth or that material thing that they brought in. The second thing was rum. We've got more liquor stores and consumer and drugs and pharmaceuticals than any other people. And the last thing is guns. We don't manufacture any guns, but you look at the black on black crime that we see with the guns that are being put in our community.
Yes.
And those same three things started the slave trade, and those are the same three things that is perpetuating the slave trade. But what we moved from, we've had Jim Crow, now we're in the Jim Code. And the Jim Code is the algorithm of our behavior when we use these weapons of mass destruction When we use these, we give them our behavior and our thoughts. When we put in and what we look at, what we listen to, what we our behavior into, they receive and create the algorithm to know that we need to feed you, like you said, what getting to play that record. You give them all the tools to create your chaos in your life by putting in the phone whatever it is that you want or whoever you want to communicate or however you want to be detained, because all it is energy. It enters you and it detains you from your spiritual release, what Mama D is talking about, is that the spiritual release is an inside job. And that comes from you being in oneness with your creator and with your humanness. And so what we have is now this is the new slave trade, or what Michelle Alexander calls the new Jim Crow. But even Rojas Benjamin wrote it in that we have a new Jim Crow. They have created algorithms and programs that watch and show our behavior. So now what we're getting ready to go into, we have a credit score, and now we're getting ready to have a behavior score.
Oh, wow.
Your behavior now is going to be counted against you and saying what you can and cannot do.
With COVID. Ah, yes, because we are living that experience right here, right now. Wow. I never looked at it that way. See, that's why I love doing this show, because I always learn something. This show has never been about me. You know, the ego will tell you it's all about you. It's never about you. It's about the experience and what you learn from the experience and how you share what you learn. Never looked at it like that, Brother Kwame.
That's a criminal suggestion.
Yes.
If you're the plastic popcorn before you, even though you're not conscious, you will go out and buy popcorn.
Yes.
So they are really doing a subliminal job on us.
But we're waking up slowly but surely. Yeah. And it is in this awakening that we all come to the same conclusion that it's time. We've allowed them, the medical industry, the government, and all others who are in the 1%, as they are referred to as the inorganic ones. Brother Ralph Smart on YouTube, I watch his the inorganic ones. They are not of the spirit, they are of the flesh, and it's their intention to keep us in the flesh and caught up. 515-605 excuse me, 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak if you would like to join the conversation this morning. If you don't press 1, we don't know that you want to speak. So
you know what, also we have to be aware that there is the intention to confiscate and to take over something that was created as a cultural celebration and turn that also into commercialism. Kwanzaa, which is from December 26th through January 1st. Now, when Ron Karenga created it in 1966, a lot of people said, okay, well, this is like an extension of the Christmas season. But really, it was to heighten our awareness about certain principles of living that we should be striving to emulate and live by. But because the powers that be want us to keep spending money, it can easily get refocused into another commercial means of distraction and overspending and all of that. Yes, we do want to give our creative artists and our entrepreneurs an opportunity to display and to market and sell their items and exchange gifts and all those things. But we don't want it to become another extension of our getting into debt, overspending, and then being broke all of January and February.
And March and April and May.
So we have to keep that focus of it being reconnecting the family, learning how to cooperate as a community, using our creativity to think of different ways of educating, of growing food, of providing for our children. All of that is part of what Kwanzaa is supposed to represent, us celebrating our heritage as something joyful and happy and good and beyond slavery, because that's not who we are. That's an experience that we had, but that's not who we are. We're not slaves.
Thank you.
Or even ex-slaves. We're people who went through slavery.
Right.
We survived it. Mama D's always talking about surviving, a slavery survivor, a Jim Crow survivor.
Mm-hmm.
We survived an experience that was difficult, but we learned something. And what we should have learned is that when we operate in unity and harmony, then we are indestructible. Just like the virus situation, when your body is in harmony, it is indestructible. It is impenetrable. No one can break you down. Mm-hmm. So it's the same principle. When we as a community are operating in harmony, and when we are balanced and we are lifting each other up and supporting each other and interacting, and we are strong collectively, we don't have to fear any outside force. We are impenetrable.
Mm.
And so this is what our celebration of Kwanzaa needs to be. And when we can do that, then we have our answer even to this coronavirus. If we do the right things to our body, respect our body, keep our bodies healthy, clean, and in balance with good, healthy food, we will be impenetrable. And we don't have to live in fear.
And fear is a choice. And let us take you got about 60 seconds, Brother Kwame, then we're going to go to a commercial break.
No, what I was sharing, because Naima is correct about Kwanzaa, it's our story that enables us to have a certain amount of awareness of who we are by doing something that pertains to who we are as human beings and what we've done on the planet. That's why Kwanzaa with Jake Carruthers and Anderson Thompson and Milana were the ones who put that together right there in the Kemetic University on Oklahoma. Mm. So that's where that came from. And so what we're doing is when we begin to tell our story, we have a different way and feeling about ourselves that lifts us up. You know, they begin Macy Day's parade with the turkey and then with the consumerism.
Mm-hmm,
so it's right there, and the turkey is a lie because that was the cover up a massacre. So when we start getting the truth about what it is that we've been given, we will know better if we know and we'll do that.
Absolutely. Let's take a commercial break. Mama D, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back. We've got some calls, 708-677. We'll take your call after our commercial break, 515-605-9325. And Naima is going to take us to commercial break. And when we come back, we'll take your calls right here on the Female Solution.
Hi, this is John Alexander.
And I'm Naima. Meet people like you who are making a positive difference in the world. Watch us every day on the Media Connection at www.youtube.com/TheMediaConnectionTV. There are people who choose to make a positive difference in the world. Our job is to bring you their story to motivate you to do the same. Join us each week, host John Alexander and Naima Latif, as we bring you the educators, entertainers, elected officials, religious leaders, and community activists whose works are transforming this world. Find out how you can make a difference too. Be inspired. Watch the Media Connection. Mondays at 5 p.m. and Tuesdays at 12 noon on cable TV, Channel 19 in Chicago. And other cities, check your local cable listeners. Have you ever dreamed of going to exotic places, meeting fascinating people, enjoying uplifting music, and spending nights in a luxurious hotel? Do you look forward to a relaxing vacation where you can walk along the beach or sit in a quiet park and enjoy the sunset or sunrise? Whether you're flying around the world or driving across the country, we will share travel tips that will help you stay safe while you enjoy the journey. Join me every third Saturday of the month, 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, and move around with Deborah here on the Female Solution Show. Call in and comment 515-605-9325 and press 1 to speak.
Come on.
Hi, I'm Naima Latif. Join me and my co-host Kareem Hamid every Wednesday morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on the Female Solution Radio Show as we explore that relationship that is the foundation for our society, the relationship between men and women, husbands and wives. Join our discussion as we seek to repair broken family ties and rebuild our community. Listen online at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to our host. Or you can join us live on Facebook at www.facebook.com/the-female-solution.
Grand Rising, and thank you for joining us back here on the Female Solution. It is Monday, October 30th. It is the last Monday of the month, and we are being joined by our executive producer, Naima Latif, and Mama D, Wisdom with Mama D. Mama D's on the line too, and she has a comment before we go to the phone line. Go ahead, Mama D.
Right. I think that the first thing we can do is to start making gifts. And
making gifts.
To make gifts.
Yes.
Decorate eggs, and if you don't eat an Easter egg, it will rot. And you have to throw it away. But you can go rock shopping and decorate a rock that will last forever.
Oh, last forever. You are absolutely right. My little brother, before he passed, rest in power, was homeless, and he made rocks, and I have them. I wish I had one here handy. And he painted them. They're like, little, about the size of a 50-cent piece. And he put a face and a smile on it. And every time I walk past it, I smile and I think about him. It's like, he's been gone, only a couple of years, but every time I pass it, I think about it. So his spirit lives, and I speak his name. Those are the kind of things that we were taught as children, that to use our own natural gifts, talents, and abilities. And we've gotten away from that because we're in an electronic AI society. And we think everything that has to happen on a cell phone or on TV. And that is the furthest thing from the truth. Let's go to the phone lines. 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak as we go to the phone lines. Area code 708-677. You're live on the Female Solution. Grand Rising, what's your name and what's your comment? Where are you calling from?
Greetings, this is Nate. I'm calling from Chicago.
Grand Rising, my sister of the microphone. Let's talk about it with Maika on Tuesdays. Thank you for calling in, my sister.
Yes, I just want to call in to compliment the quality of the conversations that I've heard since I've been on. It's been really high powered, hard-hitting, and relevant. And I just enjoyed listening to Naima and Mama G, Kwame Sunhorse, and of course you, Zelda.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
I just want to compliment you all on that. I think it's awesome. Awesome. Because this is what we need to think about, things that we haven't been really focused on. The changes that really do
have to be made for us to evolve.
Yes, ma'am.
To the great people, not evolve, but remember great people that we are.
Yes. Yes, you are absolutely right.
I just want to invite you and your audience to join me tomorrow. I'm going to continue our work with the root chakra, but this time it's really going to hit home. It hit home for me, and that's family. Family. Because that's what the root chakra is really all about. You know, that's one of the major issues. Family time. And so, sure enough, you know, during the holidays, families come together and visit, and all the old stuff from the past
comes up.
Is rehashed.
Yes.
All the blames, all that stuff is cast. So we want to work on uprooting the trauma from the past so that we can be present with each other when we come together. And so that's what the show is going to be about.
And I want to thank you so much for thank us. Yes, I want to especially thank us for the and you being the leader of this chakra cleansing movement, because it has been so very, very helpful to me in my life. Things have come up and it's like, wow, where did that come from? I forgot that even existed. It is so deep down in our subconsciousness. It's like we've put it in there, swept it on it, and forgot about it until something happens and it comes up. And it's like, oh, how do I handle that? Let me call Maika. I need a chakra cleaning. I need some kind of cleaning.
You know, like she's saying, family gatherings usually trigger those old memories, because that most things happen in our childhood, and the energy is stored in our body.
Go ahead. Finish your thought, Maika.
Well, I was just saying, my family is in shambles.
As most are.
It's so sad. It was so sad for me. But there is light at the end of the tunnel.
There is light, and thank you for being that light. And thank you for being that light, Maika.
Thank you all again.
Thank you, my sister.
I'm working on it. I'm working on making it brighter and brighter.
Okay. We're all a work in process.
And taking everybody with me.
I know that's right. Thank you so much, Maika. You want to finish that thought, Naima?
Well, you know, I'm really grateful for all of my female solution hosts for being candid, because when we come to our audiences, we are not talking down to people and saying, well, look what I've done and I'm perfect. We're actually sharing all of our pain, our experiences that have taught us in a way that, I mean, we got some scars, but because of that, that's how you gain wisdom. You have to go through something.
Yes.
You read it in a book. You have to live life. And so we're sharing with you. We're being very transparent about our family issues, our child rearing issues. We're sharing these things with you for the purpose of you not condemning yourself, but understanding that we're all on a life path of learning. We're here to evolve to higher consciousness, but you have to go through something in order to learn something. And so we're coming to you with the reality that we have lived, so that you can see your own life as a mirror and then recognize the lessons that you're learning. And I appreciate Maika and yourself and all of us, Viata, and all of us who have been very transparent about the sometimes painful life lessons we've gone through, but it's given us the wisdom to be able to share with our listening audience and to help people go through those difficult times. Sometimes it's overwhelming if you're going back into a family dynamic and there were things that happened, things that were said to you and done to you, and you got to be around those same people. You know what was interesting? Oprah was talking about, now she's been very candid about the sexual abuse she went through as a child. And then she was talking about one family gathering. Now she's the famous Oprah Winfrey now, but she's back in the surroundings of her family. And that same uncle that molested her was there, you know, acting like nothing happened and, you know, telling her, yo, cook me up some eggs. And she's thinking, you know, she's automatically just doing what he says. And she's thinking, wait a minute, you know, I fall right back into the same role even though I'm who I am, but back in my family, it's brought me all the way back to that same circumstance, feeling those same things, that same vulnerability, helplessness, and all that, even though I'm this famous, world-renowned talk show host. And this is what happens when we go back to our families. We go back to that same wounded child.
Yep.
And that's who we are until we clear that energy from inside of us so that we can take back our power. A lot of times, what triggers us is because we relive that feeling of powerlessness, and we relive the memories of the pain someone caused us. So that's why family gatherings can be very, very difficult, because we go back to a time when we didn't have the power to defend ourselves. We didn't have the inner strength, and we didn't have the words to say to make a person stop doing whatever they were doing. And so in reliving that, our bodies will literally reproduce that same energy of pain. And so this is why clearing that energy is important.
That's why that chakra with Maika is crucial.
Because we are energy beings, and we are experiencing the energy of those memories and those experiences. And we have to master the power of our own being, and knowing that no one has the power to hurt us, no matter what they say or do. But we got to remember that, and we got to experience being in the presence of that person and not feeling helpless. That's what we have to experience. So being in that family surrounding, we have to rewrite what we are creating as reality. We're not the scared little child that's being picked on anymore. We're a competent, powerful adult, and we can say, you know, what you said was really inappropriate. Don't ever say that to me again.
Right.
That is not acceptable. And have the power to say that. Not like, oh, they call me ugly, they call me fat. Oh, sink right back into that, because it happens. We're still that wounded child until we heal the wounds.
And that's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a lifelong process, because the journey is long. I mean, it is life. It doesn't happen. It just does not happen overnight. So if you think you're gonna get over it that quick, it don't happen, because if you don't bring it up, somebody else will bring it up. That's what family is there for, to teach us.
They do, yeah.
To move on. And it's hard moving on when you got people who want to keep you stuck in a place that makes them comfortable.
Yeah.
Not you, but makes them comfortable.
Yeah, that's what it is. So yeah, these are challenging times, but we gotta heal that wounded child, because we will keep recreating that wound as long as it's still there. And this is why, I mean, everything every change that we make changes our energy. Changing the food you eat changes your energy. Changing your thoughts changes your energy. Changing the movies that you watch. If you watch a lot of movies where people are victimized and hurt and killed, that affects your energy. Watch some comedies this season. Watch things that make you laugh and bring back good memories, good times. I mean, we can do those things. And when we do that, we're changing the inside of our bodies. We're changing the inner energy in our bodies. And this is what's going to affect what we attract to us. We'll attract good relationships when on the inside of us, we feel good about ourselves.
And that's one of the things that keep us stuck, is our memories, because we remember back in the day when such and such and such, you hear the song on the radio, that's my song. Yeah, that's your song, because you're attached to those memories. And it's those memories that keep you in bondage. How well do I know? Working in radio is the one thing it taught me, is like programming. There's a department. You think when you call the radio station that they're playing your song because you're a good listener and they like you. No, that song was on the list to be played anyway. And then they just moved your name up in the recording that's there on the side in the studio. So when the song comes up, they'll just add your little, how my name is, and I want to hear so and so. It's all programming. There's a whole department. There are like 3, 4, 5 people in one department to be sure that you hear that song repeatedly, and then you hear that commercial that is played after that song. So it's like when you hear that song, oh, now I know why I want to have it my way. I ain't calling no names. Now I know I want that big flat screen. Oh, because I heard it. It's being, and the worst part about it is that it's subliminal. You're not even conscious of it.
Know that you're being programmed to think and want certain things and ask for certain things
That you don't need.
But you believe you should have them because you keep hearing it. You keep being told that. That's why we have to take the power to program our own minds and repeat our own thoughts and decide what we're going to do based on our own programming. Otherwise, like you say, it's all subliminal and you're acting and you don't even realize it's been planted in your mind. We got another caller there, I believe, on the switchboard there. 407.
407-701. You are live on the Female Solution Grand Rising. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Grand Rising, my sisters. This is
That's Miata in Florida. Could you send us some sunshine today? It's 30 degrees outside. It's cold. Please both come this way. Please send us me. That's why you left Chicago, right?
We got a lot of clouds here today. And it's getting cold, gonna get colder. So I'll do my best.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
So I heard you say how it takes a lifetime to heal and recover from some of the wounds of childhood. But I just thought about my marriage was the best lesson that helped me to grow. And I believe that I'm a lot more balanced in my emotions and my physical health because of a marriage that challenged me like no other relationship. So I want to encourage young people and those who may be thinking about marrying again to really look at their marriage as a classroom to help them grow and heal from their past. It's a choice we have. We can either be triggered and get angry at everything that comes up in that relationship, or we can look at it as a sign from heaven that you are meant to look at that trigger that occurred and heal that wound in you. That's what happened with me. I finally decided when my husband looked at me one day and said, "You're a control freak." I was so wounded by that, but I could hear the small voice saying, "You are a control freak. What are you going to do about it?" And so that opportunity to start working on me more and more and more about why am I such a control freak? And I realized it was because of living with an alcoholic mother, trying to protect myself from people who be suffering and getting into that place of sadness that I had for many years with my alcoholic parents. So that was just one area of my marriage that helped me to heal. So I want people to try and listen to and look at your marriage or any relationship you're in as a lesson to heal your past and stop being triggered into sadness or low vibration emotions, but to look at it as, oh, I need to work on me now, not that other person. Because my husband and I went through counseling midway through our marriage, and after 7 sessions, I heard that little voice say, "I'm the only one who can heal him, not this counselor, not you." And so again, that was a voice saying, you need to work on you. Stop trying to control people, stop working on other people, and just work on yourself. So there are so many books, there's YouTube now, there's so many ways that we can dig deep and heal our past and our wounds. So thank you for this topic, and I'm listening. I've been listening. I couldn't talk, but I was listening.
Well, I thank you for calling in, my sister of the microphone, but I don't appreciate you putting all my business in the street, okay? Yes!
That's what you get for coming on Monday morning mindfulness.
You are, that's how I know you are more than my sister of the microphone. You are my sister in life, because everything that you just said is what I am experiencing right now. My husband tell me all that. Just because you a boss and you got employees, you don't run me. You run them. You tell them what to do. You just a control freak. And it's like, am I really? Yeah, you really are. I can admit it now. At least I can admit it. I'm still working on it, but I know I'm a control freak because I could not. I realized this through tapping the root chakra with Maika, is that when I was a child, when my mom passed, I was shipped south to live with an aunt. I had no control over my personal being. anything, what I ate, what I wore, my glasses got broke. I didn't have glasses for a while. So I was just in a state of panic, a state of confusion, not feeling loved, not feeling wanted. And as I grew up, that feeling stayed with me. So it's like now I'm grown. I have a career. I have a life. I have a husband. I have things outside of me, but there is still that wounded child inside of me. And with that tapping session that I had from my ego, things came up and I was like, where the heck did that come from? It's been buried. And it takes... Go ahead.
And then Zelda, when you have children, the lessons continue.
Yes. Yes. You think and here I am thinking I done escaped all of that because I have no children, right? I didn't bear any, but I have my nieces and my nephews. And it's like,
yeah.
Oh Lord, have mercy. You cannot avoid them. The lessons are there. I didn't birth children into the world, but my sister, 5 years older than me, was busy having them every year. So I became their mom. Yeah, I had children. I just didn't birth them. So I got some of the lessons.
Any close relationship, a lesson about being triggered for one. Why does this person make me angry? Why am I sad? Why am I resentful? Why am I jealous? Jealousy is huge in marriages and relationships. So that's the one emotion that I think the universe or the creator uses to really help us look at ourselves and say, why am I jealous? What is, and that can be so empowering if we can understand the jealousy. Why are we jealous? That's why plural marriages don't work for too many people, because they can't overcome the jealousy. Once you can do that, it can be such a powerful relationship to have more than one wife, to bring that union and that camaraderie and all the things that you need to have a threesome versus not in bed, but just in the relationship, to bring about a unity and a collective healing and mind that can do some great things. But yeah, all that triggering is about go deep. Why are you being triggered?
Mm-hmm. Oh, Lord have mercy. I can't wait till tomorrow so I can go even deeper. Thank you so much, Viata. I appreciate you calling in this morning and putting all my business in the street, but it's a good thing. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. So thank you. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate you. Mama D, you want to give us a closing thought? We're almost out of time. You got about 60 seconds. Brother Kwame Sunhorse, are you still with us?
Yeah.
You want to give us a closing thought?
Yeah, and what we have to understand is how we connect to things. We connect to people. And the thing in which we do is that those spirits outside of us, we attach ourselves to, and wanting to, like say, be a control freak. But the part is because we lack control of the self inside. And so we attempt to do something outside of us that we won't do inside of us, because we're not trusting in ourselves to know that person is a reflection of that which I am. And you're doubting yourself and seeing that person that you want to make them be a certain way, and things attach whole spirit. It's like you said, that rock that your brother painted.
Yes.
Holds his spirit.
Yes.
It's a reminder. So objects and things that we attach our spirits to. And once we free ourselves of that, then we are in the freedom that we're born into in this world.
And thank God for this world, because it has been a learning session, a lifelong learning session. And thank you so much for attending this session this morning, Brother Kwame. We appreciate you, and we look forward to having you on the next broadcast as well with your words of wisdom. Naima Latif, you want to close us out?
Well, we want to encourage all of you to do that inner work, go within and discover what is still inside of you that you may be holding on to, and where you may be even being manipulated, programming to do things that you really don't need to do. where you may be spending money you don't have, trying to buy the love of somebody who you wanted to approve of you, or trying to give the impression of having wealth that you don't have because you think people look down on you. Look at what you're doing and why, and what's it being triggered by, because these are the things we have to overcome in order for us to take back our power and spend money in a way that empowers us rather than weakens us. This is a season to reflect. So grow in your understanding of yourself. Control yourself, not other people, and you will see a manifestation of what you desire once you master your own mind, heart, and spirit.
And thank you for giving us that insight on spending this year, because it is better to invest than to spend.
Absolutely.
Because I remember the Reverend Ike Turner, rest in power, talked about how we as a people spend money, but we don't invest in ourselves. Because ask yourself the question, the next item that you're about to purchase, what's the long-term investment? And how will it make a difference in the quality of your life and the quality of those that you are surrounded by? So that's why I invite you to join us tonight at 7 p.m. on zoom.us. And the code is, we're scrolling across the screen. ID number 845-5322. 2970. That's the code, and I'll post that on my Facebook page, as well as the code is 18260. Tonight we're talking about investing in self with a new mindset. It's a consciousness. Not everyone will be able to understand, but for those who are enlightened, especially those on this broadcast, will, because they're here and they understand the power of self investment. So tonight at 7 o'clock, I'll be in facebook.com and the Higher Learning Network TV show. And you can contact me before then at 312-409-6619, or always at ZeldaSpeaks.com or the Higher Learning Network. Until then, shalom, stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned to tomorrow morning, right here again on The Female Solution. Enjoy your day. Shalom, namaste, hotep. Thank you, my sister, Naima. We appreciate you, and we appreciate all of our viewers and listeners and watchers and those who share and like this video. Make it a great day. Oh, be sure and go to our Facebook page and like it. Make it a great day. Shalom.